Greetings to all of you internetians. This is Piano Bar Live, where we all connect with live music. The show starts now.
I say M-O-P, M-O-P-P, mop, M-O-P-P, mop, 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 R. I say R-A, R-A-G, R-A-G-G, rag, R-A-G-G, M-O-P-P, rag, mop, 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 a-doo-doo-doo, rag, mop. Rag mop, a-doo-doo-doo, da-da-da, rag mop. Mop, mop, a-doo-doo-doo, rag mop, a-doo-doo-doo-da. R-A-G-G-M-O-P-P, rag mop. Easy for a white boy. I say A, B, A, B, C, A, B, C, D, A, B, C, D, E, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I. I say M-O, M-O-P, M-O-P-P, mop, M-O-P-P, mop, 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 R. I say R-A, R-A-G, R-A-G-G, rag, R-A-G-G, M-O-P-P, a rag, Marie Blank.
Hey, Aaron.
Hi.
Hi, Aaron. Well,
Hello. Can you hear me?
there she was in all her glory.
Yes, she was.
Nothing like that room after Marie was, everybody was joining in on Rag Mop with Marie.
Exactly.
Marie Blake, First Lady of Grove Street.
With her instrumentals.
It's funny because I read a story about how that came up, and apparently she drank every now and then, and one night she'd had a few, and she just added that in, and it became a part of it from then on. So speaking of drinking, everybody should be having their beverage. I want to give everybody I have my beverage here. Just so you all know, the way that this works is in the piano bars and cabarets, we had to work long shifts. Coffee was drink of choice, but we would always add a little something special to the coffee. That's how we got away with it, remember? So, if
something special.
Hazelnut, if they smelled hazelnut, they knew to check for the Frangelico. Aaron, it's a special night. We're going to get a chance to see some of those faces from the Five Oaks. We fortunately have video. That was quite some video, too, because we got to see the whole room.
Yes.
And the vibe of the place.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And the
gentleman. It was always like that. Always just crazy.
Banging away in there, right?
Yeah.
And Marie kept that room going. And now that photographer that was doing that video, he seemed to pan and hit one guy in the crowd. We all know what that means.
Well, yeah.
You all know what that means. So the nights would start. What time would you usually arrive to work to set up?
Oh, God. Depends. Well, because of cocktail hour. So then I would probably be there 5 or something. Maybe even earlier, 4 o'clock, and then we start cleaning up, setting up. But too, I was a busboy before I became a waiter and the bartender. So, we were there, setting up tables and, doing the napkins and all of that sort of thing. So
you worked your way up.
I worked my way up.
And then the room would be kicking all night long. And then it slowed down maybe a little bit at 2:30, 3 o'clock in the morning.
You're right. When some of the other bars decided to close, or the restaurants, because we had people who were coming in after their work because they knew the Five Oaks would be open.
And everybody in the neighborhood that was anybody got over there at the end of their shifts.
Yes.
Pockets full of cash.
Exactly.
That was good, right? And,
exactly.
And then around 4 o'clock, another batch of people would arrive. Now,
right at last call.
Yeah, we stretched it.
Yeah.
One of the people that used to come in all the time after wherever he was working was Kelly Briggs.
Yes.
We have him here with us tonight. So let's bring Kelly on. And here he is.
Hello.
Hi, Kelly.
How are you?
We're doing well, thank you. Storm passed.
It's all Lisa Hall's fault.
Everything.
Isn't it always?
She's something else. We're all ready to roll. Having Lisa, we couldn't have a Five Oaks night without Lisa Hall, and she's here. And
she was the one.
She
was the one that got me my job there. 43 years ago.
She got your job. She got your job at the Oaks. Is that your first job in town?
Yes, pretty much. I was still in acting school, and I had taken the summer off in 1977. And actually, Lisa and I did 12 musicals in 12 weeks together. And then after I got back to New York, I had told her I was looking, to get a job. I was still in school, but I wanted to get a job. And she said, "Oh, come down to the Five Oaks and talk to Jeremy." And that is when I met Jeremy Burrell, who was the most charming, incredible host. To watch him work a room was magical. I learned so much about life and about the business just from Jeremy and working with him. This was back in 1977. I think they had been there a little over a year. He and Tom and Ginger had just gotten the Five Oaks from the previous owner. Lisa had worked with the previous owner. as well as, of course, Marie had been on that street. God, she was there over 50 years on that street.
Yeah.
And but when you were talking earlier, in the day, people would buy her drinks. She had shot glasses all the time on top of the piano.
Right.
And she'd be in the middle of Ragmop. She'd go, Ragmop, doodaloo. Do Ragmop.
That, and she'd always go, I got mine. Where's yours?
I got mine.
I got mine.
She, previously to me being there and everything, she had this booming voice. And there were no microphones. And the door upstairs, and the Five Oaks was an old Rathskeller, so it was downstairs. Right. And they would keep those doors open to all those piano bars, Marie's Crisis, the Duplex, and the Five Oaks right there on Grove Street. Right. And it was all just live singing, no microphones. But she had to have, and I think it was open heart surgery, where they cut her from here down. And the doctors had told her she would never speak again. And when she went home, she would play the piano and hum. And she hummed her voice back to where, and that's why every night, that first little set, you would just hear her humming. She'd sit down at that piano and just start playing piano, and she'd hum, warm herself up for the night. Wow. But like you, Aaron, I would show up. I started as a busboy, and I would work 6 nights a week, 5 p.m. till 4 a.m.
Right. Fun.
And then when you left, when you weren't working there, you were working other places. There was always
I was in school. I was in school. I hardly slept, because then after school ended for me and I was still at the Five Oaks, my agent was sending me to auditions. So I'd leave the Five Oaks, go back to my apartment at the Ansonia, take a quick shower, and go to an audition.
Yeah.
Oh, it was crazy. I mean, the things that I can remember, and then the things I don't remember. But that was the Five Oaks, and it was, when I was there, it was pre-AIDS, so it was wild. And like Lisa was a waitress, but then she also went into bartending, and they had that Horseshoe Bar. And when she would have to come out to sing, or and then later Lois Sage worked there, and she was a bartender there also. And eventually they went, oh, you know what? We're going to stick a microphone behind the bar. And that's what they did. But there were nights, I mean, people were just sitting up the stairs, drinking on the stairs because they couldn't get in.
It was amazing.
Holidays were incredible. And once again, Jeremy made sure that it was, that he took care. He was what we really miss even today. In hospitality. He was a true host, and made every person feel important, not rushed, that he really cared. And then he also got up and sang all the time too. And just greeted everyone and kept everyone, we really didn't, it wasn't about turning tables. It was about the experience. Right. And the hardest thing they did there too was the wonderful, oh my God, so wonderful, Stephen Lowenthal and Marie together. So Marie would do, her long set. Well, there were no breaks in the music. Right. So when Marie would take a break, Stephen would come right out. The music just kept going. But there were many, many times where it was like, wow, we need to, everybody's done. We need to get this second seating. People are waiting to sit. And that was the only time. It was usually on the weekends, because back then it started to be this thing where it was the bridge and tunnel crowd coming to see, like the doctors and lawyers and their wives coming to see the homosexuals in the village do their thing at the Five Oaks, So they'd make these reservations. But for the most part, they usually made it early.
Mhm.
They were
The
like
food-
the first ones.
The food was good there too. The food
Oh
was
my
really
God.
good.
I have to tell you, to this day, the best duck I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, the duck was
everyone
amazing.
wanted the duck. The duck and the pork chops.
Oh my God, the duck with the wild rice was the best I ever had in my life.
Yeah.
Kelly, you have a picture of the menu, right?
Oh, I do.
Yeah,
So
let's take a look because everybody that knows the Five Oaks is going to recognize this. We're going to go to a single screen so
Yeah.
you could show it, and when you finish showing it, sing that number for us that you've got
so
ready.
this was a gentleman, Bill Cantwell, who did this, and it was it was all the places in Sheridan Square. So like Marie's Crisis, everybody, and Village Cigars. And this was the menu cover, which I have framed. So yeah, that's it. I hope you all could see that. Yeah. So just thinking about all the times back then and all the people, and I've been talking in the green room with everyone that's on today, and it just brings up a lot, especially now that we're all, in our homes, and you start thinking about the past. And I was very, very, very fortunate, and thank you, Lisa Hall, for getting me in there. And I met my wonderful friends, Lois Sage, and so many people, and Jeremy, and my family went there. My parents would go there almost every other weekend. They come in from Jersey. So anyway, I thought about this song, and it's for all you guys. I love you. Thank you. Sometimes, not often enough, we reflect upon the good things, and those thoughts always centered around those we love. And I think about those people who mean so much to me, and for so many years have made me so very happy. And I count the times I have forgotten to say thank you, and just how much I love them.
Thank you.
Beautiful. Wow. Yes. Thank you.
Nice way to start the night off.
Thank you.
It's going to go wild from here.
Yes, it is.
We're slowly moving in that direction. Kelly, real quick, you're actually, yeah, that's good. I got my coffee. Tell everybody about what's happening down at the theater.
Oh, okay. So a group of friends of mine and my husband Keith Cooper and I, we got together 12, 13 years ago to save the Gateway Playhouse in Summers Point, New Jersey. And, we continue to keep Piano Bar going throughout our lives. And so the end of this month, actually, Michael Mackessy's down here in Brigantine, not far from me. And so we're going to do Piano Bar outside of our theater in the backyard in Summers Point. So that'll be August 27th. But there are 5 dates, I think 5 or 6 dates coming up where we'll be doing this. So if people are interested, just contact the Gateway Playhouse. The website's gatewaybythebay.org, and the phone number is 609-653-0553. And you, but we're more than half sold for the first one, so it's going to be social distanced, and it's going to be fun. So
reservations highly suggested.
Oh yeah, it's all
Reservations
reservation.
must be.
Yeah, it's all reservation. Yep. Yeah.
Aaron and I were going to we're going to try and put a caravan together.
Yeah,
I'll be there.
We need fresh air.
Definitely.
But once again, it's all Lisa Hall's fault.
Again, I agree. So guys, we're gonna move on. Tony, are you ready to do the corner?
I'm ready to do the corner. It sounds a little dirty. I don't know if I can. I don't know if I can hold a candle to you guys, but I'm going to try.
Seventh and Grove, Tony.
Okay. Good to know. All right. We're off to a rip-roaring start. I'm gonna take control of this bad boy for a second before it goes completely off the rails. I'll see you guys a little bit later. Okay. See you a little bit later, Kelly. See you later. See you later, Aaron, and see you later, Scott. Oh my goodness. I got a little ticker here for you guys to remind you of where you can help support this crazy weekly shindig that we call Piano Bar Live. Hey, I'm Tony Javid. I'm associate producer. Thank you so much, all of you, for joining us for our 42nd show. Cannot believe it. And I am completely excited. Because, they say you never forget your first time. And this is my first time to the Five Oaks. So I just think that this is so great that tonight we're mixing it up in this time travel sort of way. So for some of you, it's old memories that you're revisiting. And then for those of us, for folks like me, all I've ever heard is, oh, you got to hear the stories. And then nobody would ever tell me the stories. Well, now I am ready to just kick back and relax. But before I do, I just want to remind you, hey, we keep trying to mix this up. One night we're giving you Boston, one night we're giving you LA, and tonight Five Oaks, and we're planning new and exciting stuff for the future. So please, 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 we're able to do this. We're able to keep going. We're able to keep growing, and we're able to come together week after week to connect with live music because of your generosity. So for those of you who have given to PayPal and Venmo to our virtual tip bowl, thank you so much. And if you're planning on doing it for a first time tonight, thank you very much. And if you're planning on doing it again because you just love to do it every week, we thank you for that too. And of course, we thank all of the viewers once again for coming and just lighten up the chat, and just please, especially, I'm looking at it right now, keep those memories just going and flowing. And I don't want to stand in the way of all these great stories and the wonderful time, and don't forget the musical performances we have in store. So I'm going to bring Scott back in. Did I forget anything, Scott?
No, you got everything covered.
Awesome.
I don't know how I mean, really, Tony, thank you. It's such a pleasure to work with you.
Oh, back at you, man. And you're leading me through these wonderful times.
Yeah.
I was in another time and place back then in the 80s. So, where I know all of this craziness was going down. So you've been a great, I know you've been a great host to our audiences, and you've been a great host to me throughout all of these time trips that we're taking together. So, yeah.
So, Mr. Aaron.
Hello.
Hello, dear. Hey, Aaron, I'm just curious. We didn't get a chance before. So did Jeremy hire you also?
Yes. Jeremy hired me with a reference from Bobby Peaco. So I met Bobby before that, and we started working together. And then, yes, Jeremy, incredible man, great guy, lovely bunch of coconuts. That's what he would sing. Don't say anything smart. But and Tony's waiting for the stories. Tony, some of those stories we can't tell on public. Yeah, so, but we'll give you some of the good ones.
I may tell one later that I wouldn't tell earlier, but I might get in the mood for it. So we have our next guest ready to come on. Already we're blaming her for everything.
Exactly.
We're putting her. She was at the epicenter of so many things that were happening down at the Oaks, and was there all the time as would greet the guests, would sing, would bartend, wait tables, whatever she had to do. Mm-hmm. And it was just an amazing force within that whole establishment. Mm-hmm. And so I guess without further ado, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Lisa Hall.
Oh, Lisa, you're muted. Can you come back? Somehow you're muted, and we want to hear your loveliness. You just stepped in. You are stirring up all the trouble. What is that? It's just a little. You'll just see that there's a little mute. I can't control it on my end. Somehow you just got muted. Ladies and gentlemen, this is what Live-ish Performance is all about. There you go. No one can vamp like Ms. Lisa Hall. So yes. So yeah, if you just look down on your screen, you should have who would have thought that Lisa, from all these stories, that she'd be muted? Isn't that incredible? I'm going to try one more time on my end. Oh, nope, you go. There should be a little mute, the first icon that you have to the left there. It looks like the microphone. You guys all know it. I know you didn't.
There we go.
Boom.
Can you hear me now?
Go for it.
Oh. Liza Johnson and her man, they had a falling out. He said, go and get someone else if you can, 'cause I'm gone without a doubt. Well, things got tough, and he came back last night about 9 o'clock. He put his key in the old front door, but the key didn't fit the lock. You see, he pushed it in and turned it around and around, then he took it out. And just when he was about to try again, you heard Miss Eliza shout, you got the right key, but the wrong keyhole. I couldn't get along with you to save my soul. Yesterday I went down to the hardware store and got another key for my front door. I got a new man that is better than you. He starts his loving where you got through. So take my tip, honey, and leave my door, because your key don't fit my lock no more. I said you got the right key, but you're working on the wrong keyhole. I said you got the right key, but you're working on the wrong keyhole. Oh, yeah. Woo! Woo!
Toggle back.
Woo!
Toggle back.
We're switching now.
Who do you have playing for you tonight?
We have, this man is a saint. I called him at 7:30 last night. We've never met. This is Bruce Ensinger.
Thank you, Bruce.
Sarasota Ballet. Fabulous. We're talking. He knows all these people. We know each other in Hampton Callaway. And, you know, it's like small world. Bruce, thank you so much, Bruce.
Thank you, Bruce.
You're welcome.
So, Lisa.
Yes.
There's
Now,
some comments.
I feel like
Yeah, you're good now.
down.
Hey,
Did I
Jimmy
sit
Rutland
down?
said that was a very. Hey, Lisa. Jimmy Rutland said that was a very dramatic entrance. You didn't plan that, did you? That's just the way it happened, right?
Lisa, if you want to sit down, go right ahead and sit down. I heard you. Get that chair and sit down. We can wait for your muting.
We're here all night.
I was at my job earlier today at the pharmacy, so it's I can only stand 12 hours a day.
It's the drugs, you see.
Oh,
So,
God.
yeah, we're good.
Oh, I miss you. I miss you, Lisa Hall. God.
I miss you. You look fabulous. Look exactly the same. I thought Scott was on the road with playing Tevye and Fiddler on the Roof.
Not yet.
And it's because of the.
Not yet.
Just don't go into the attic.
Yeah. You say that again. Hey,
Now,
so
before we go any further, I just have to say,
go ahead.
I went to the Five Oaks as a customer in 1975 with my mother, rest in peace, who I lived on Grove Street. I got my first apartment after acting school on Grove Street. And my mother found it in this little newspaper at home, the Princeton Packet. And here was this actress's apartment. It was furnished, had all these famous people's pictures. And it was a half a block from the Five Oaks. So we went in there for dinner one night, and Rose, the other owner, and Bill, Rose had teased up white hair and Daniel Green bedroom slippers on, scuffing around, holding these stale desserts from the French bakery across the street.
Very 70s.
Bill was a big man, and he was like, I don't know, talking about butchering and stuff. But anyway, Jeremy was there. Jeremy Burrell, who is a customer, who is just, he is the most wonderful man. He's touched so many people's lives. And we're all in touch with him again because of Facebook, which is so wonderful, and Stephen Griffiths. So anyway, my mother started talking. Well, first of all, when we came down the steps, my mother said, we have to eat somewhere. I'm diabetic. So I said, okay. And so we walked down, and I said, Mom, this looks like a dump. It's down these steps. She goes, let's just go. So we go down, and Marie is sleeping at the piano. And this is like, you know, so then my mother she talked to Marie, they made friends, this and that. And then Jeremy came in, and my mother became friends with Jeremy, and she wanted to buy the Five Oaks with him. Only I wish. Anyway, they became friends. And Jeremy, are you giving me the finger?
No, I had to move something off. I had to move something off.
I feel like I'm a midget. Can you see me good?
We see
anyway,
you.
So Jeremy gave me a job as a cocktail waitress after 9 o'clock, from 9 till 2 or 4 in the morning, whenever it was. And that was how I started. And then I got all my friends in there. I got, as Kelly said, he was one of the first people. Cy Orfield, Spider Saloff. I mean, so many people. Bill Fredericks, God bless him, Byron Connor, all these wonderful people. And then it just became people that did theater. They could leave, come back, do shows. And it was just this whole family that is obviously we're still connected on some way, because there was no place like the Five Oaks.
Yeah, nowhere. There really was no place like it.
And Marie Blake, I actually was her roommate for a while, because I lived half the week I was performing in the Poconos at a 500-room resort. And Jeremy and Stephen would come up, and Brett too. So then the other week I stayed, I needed a place to stay in New York. So she rented me her converted bathroom and had like a little baby mattress where the tub was. And I paid her $35 a week. I still have one of the canceled checks. It was for like Friday, Saturday, Sunday nights. And we'd share the cab home, and she'd be putting her PJs on, her boobs hanging out. She'd say, I used to get up, smoke a joint in the morning, smoke it before I went to bed. I mean, it was wonderful. So I had a very close relationship with her. He would call my mom in the nursing home before my mom died at 61 all the time. They stayed friends. And I mean, it just has so much. Then Buddy, who was the chef, I don't know if any of you remember him, but I know Kelly does. It was his first job. He was 21, and he was from Cape Cod, and he is in Sarasota now. He's a restaurateur. He owns co-owner of Leela on Main Street. Well, Arthur is in the hospital right now. He has brain cancer. So I'm asking you all, pray for him. He had his first chef job in New York City. He's friends with Jeremy. They talk all the time. He said, Jeremy, you taught me everything I know. And please just give him a moment to say, bless him, and let's get him through this. Right. Now, Jeremy he made everybody he was so funny. Yeah. He would come down and he'd say, oh, darling, you look gorgeous. And of course they didn't look gorgeous, but he would make them feel like that. And my friends
he's watching. He's actually watching right now. So just to let you know.
He'd take a pineapple and cut it in half and scoop it out and put all kinds of fruit in it and pour Grand Marnier on it and bring it like if you had friends to the table like that. I've never seen that done anywhere to this day. He just is the most amazing person. And we used to sing the song, What Do You Think I Am? Don't answer that. But anyway, he and I, that was our duet all the time. And Tree would come in. I mean, all these people, Facebook is amazing because you get to connect on it. And I have a picture of you, Aaron, in a red dress, a gown, that you look better than I've ever looked in an evening gown.
Can we share that later?
And then your door that says 5 Oaks.
Send me that picture.
I'll find it in my tubs of them.
I don't have it
anymore. A book, and it's going to have lots of pictures because if you remember, I took pictures constantly of everybody before cell phones. I have the originals.
That's for Night of 1,000 Gowns point that I did it when I did that. That was, oh God, when was that? But oh my God, I can't believe you have. Because I lost a lot of my photos. But anybody who have pictures of me,
I'm sure I have triples and doubles of them. What about the 5 Oaks pageant?
Oh yeah.
Were you in that?
I was the host. One of the hosts.
Oh. You weren't a contestant?
Yeah. No, I was not a contestant because I worked there, so we didn't want to have.
Okay.
Yeah. And Cy worked on
that seems right.
Cy was in charge of it because Cy was a big pageant queen, so Cy knew all about pageants.
Judge, that was so exciting for me. I was like, and I remember I used to sell my old dresses from my cabaret acts to the guys, and they would buy my show dresses. I'm still always trying to sell something. I'll tell you, it's like
Lisa. We love that you got on this. We're going to bring you back a little later in the show when we're all gathered together again.
Today?
Yeah, don't go anywhere.
Well, I'm at this strange man's house. He's let me use his piano. It's talented.
Is he throwing you out?
Gorgeous house.
Bruce, are you okay with her spending a little more time with us?
He said it's okay.
Okay. Well, we're gonna go on now because we have another friend, somebody that we grew up. He was a mainstay also at the Oaks, and he was so young when he started there. I don't think he was legal. I don't think he was. But then in those days, you didn't have to be legal.
Right.
Oh, well.
That's true.
Oh, well. So,
I was 21 when I started there.
Okay. If that's what you want to go with, we're good. So we'll see you in a little while, okay? Because right now,
thanks, Lisa.
Right now, Aaron, we're going to bring on Mr. Bobby Peaco.
Oh, her.
Oh, her.
The buzzer took the monkey for a ride in the air. The monkey thought that everything was on the square. The buzzer tried to throw the monkey off of his back. The monkey grabbed his neck and said, "Listen, Jack, straighten up and fly right. Straighten up and fly right. Straighten up and fly right. Cool down, Papa, don't you blow your top. Ain't no use in diving. What's the use of jiving? Straighten up and fly right. Cool down, Papa, don't you blow your top. The buzzer told the monkey, you're choking me. Release your hold and I will set you free. The monkey looked the buzzer right dead in the eye and said, your story's so touching, but it sounds like a lie. Straighten up and fly right. Straighten up and stay right. Straighten up, fly right. Cool down, Papa, don't you blow your top. choking me. Release your hold and I will set you free. The monkey looked the buzzard right dead in the eye and said, your story's so touching, but you're a liar. Straighten up and fly right. Straighten up and do right. Straighten up, fly right. Cool down, Papa, don't you blow your top. Fly right.
Hey, Bobby.
Yeah.
Hi.
Yeah. Ooh. Toggle
How you
time.
doing? I got a toggle. I always like a nice toggle. Where is it?
That should be a new beverage.
We need to make up a toggle.
Absolute toggle.
So,
It's like quarantine.
so Bobby, it's great to see you today. Really,
You
thanks for
too,
coming
Kevin.
in. So let everybody know. So you moved about a couple of months back.
Yeah, a year ago.
Okay, that time flies, doesn't it?
Right.
And you're in the Fort Lauderdale, Wilton Manors
Yep.
area,
Yep, that's where we are.
and everything went well yesterday. I heard that you were all set, but got disappointed. You didn't have to deal with anything. There was no.
Yeah, we sent the story to you. You had it 10 times worse than we did.
Sometimes that happens, but we're here to celebrate. Are you beveraging?
I'm just watering right now because I had to sing.
Oh, is that what they call it?
Well, that means you're old because that never happened before.
That's new. That's new. So, Bobby, you actually, what year did you start working at the Oaks?
1981.
81, and you were 10 years old.
Yes.
And exactly. And Marie, and honestly, obviously Marie took you under her wing.
Yeah. Well, no, not yet, because I like the rest of you, like Kelly and Aaron, I started as a busboy, and I worked as a busboy and a service bartender, and sometimes bartender and waited table and bartended eventually, and then I got my first piano playing job in New York over at the Monster down the street, and out on Fire Island, and then a few years later they hired me to play piano in '87.
Amazing.
So.
Yeah. Because I actually met you first at the Monster.
Right.
And then we started doing some other stuff with Don Hampton. And
Yeah, we were rehearsing today with Don Hampton and I were writing together, and we were rehearsing, get our stable of people there.
Yeah.
And rehearsed during the day at the Five Oaks. They let us go in there and use the place to learn all our songs.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I was over at Waverly at that time. And we used to love when you and Dawn would come in. It would really the evenings over there were pretty wild as well. But
yes, they were.
We were done around 1. So we'd 1, 2. So we'd all come over to the Oaks. And it really was the last place for where everybody ended up.
When we were working slow nights, we hated that.
Yeah.
We worked like a Monday, Tuesday night would be all night long. Nobody's there. We just want to go home. At 4 o'clock, the place fills up. We're like, oh, jeez.
Right. But with full pockets. Everybody would show up with full pockets, though.
Oh, yeah.
So,
we would make $3 all night. Then between 4 and 4:15, we would make 100.
Yeah, it was great.
Right. Bobby, do you remember that night that we were so slow, and Donna McKechnie comes in with this guy dancer, and they're dancing all over.
Yeah.
And they were like the only two in there, and I'm waiting tables, and you were playing piano, and she's singing and dancing. She'd been drinking champagne or wine or something. Those are the kind of nights that would happen.
Yeah.
There was an amazing.
I ended up working together years later on that Jerry Herman show.
Yeah.
There was an amazing thread actually recently, all about the night that Liza Minnelli and Bella Abzug and a few others came
And
in.
Shirley MacLaine, yeah.
It's Shirley MacLaine, yeah.
So that's the kind of thing that would happen.
Yeah, I was working at 88 that night. And
It was very slow. And they walked in the door, and somebody, as they say, telephone, telegraph, telefag, the whole city knew that they were there. And the next thing you know, you could not get in the door. And I actually had to let them out the back door, which no one knew about, because Shirley came over to me and she goes, "Darling, could you get us out of here?" Because they couldn't get out. So I actually let them out the back door.
Yeah, no, I found out about that back door later on, because it was one way. If you couldn't get in the front, it's too late. We're past the statute of limitations. But they did have one of the best after hours down there. We'd kick in, and you'd come in through the side entrance.
Anybody.
We have another waiter, that somebody that worked there and also helped put some shows together. We're going to bring her on right now. Gaylin English is in the house to say hello. Hey, Gaylin.
Hi, everybody.
Hi, Gaylin. Welcome to Piano Bar Live.
Thank you.
One of the things that we love about what we're doing is that we're bringing everybody together and being able to try and recreate those connections and the special feel. And tonight really feels like one of those nights. And there's so many people on the thread. By the way, I apologize for not being able to do the thread. I've given up trying to multitask too much. So Gaylin, there was a time there at the Five Oaks where we tried to, not we, but you all tried to put something special together, and you came up with a program for the slow nights to try and, because there were always nights that you could help out. And it was Mary Virginia's
House of Cabaret. Oh, Stephen's going to kill me.
And coiffure.
Coiffure and calisthenics.
A little of everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
And
it was a lot of fun.
And those nights would consist of different acts coming in. Marie was there though too, right? Marie.
She did 2 or 3 of them for us, but it was the other people.
Yeah.
Right.
Jay Bradley was our staple.
Right.
Our lovely Jay.
Mm-hmm.
Who were some of the regulars? Who were some of the regulars that you waited on, Gaylin?
Oh, geez. Honey, darling, sweetheart.
I remember them.
I know all of them.
You would go down the street in the village, and people would go, "Gaylin!" And I go, "Hey, honey." Because there was one of us and 50,000 of them.
Right.
There was a lot. That block was humming between Rose's Turn, Marie's. The duplex in those days. Marie's, the Five Oaks, and then Arthur's was where we used to go to. If we were trying to find a quiet place where nobody could find us, we'd go to Arthur's.
Yeah.
There were people like Jeannie Driver, Dennis the Cowboy.
Yes. Lovely Dennis.
Dennis the Cowboy.
Yeah. A lot of characters, great characters.
But I'll never forget my first time at the Oaks. I was a customer. I was underage, and I was with a group from Mobile, Alabama, and I snuck off to the village. And I found the Five Oaks, and Jeremy was at the door, and I walked in, and the place was full, and about 20 minutes later, he went, "Oh, sweetheart, you need a table." So he got me a table, put Miss Alice as my waitress. And I was underage, and Alice served me, and I was thrilled. Marie was singing and playing the piano, and Jeremy was like, he made me feel so at home. He kept coming back to my table to see if I was okay.
That's old school hospitality.
And it made me want to work there one day, and I thank the good Lord I did.
Yeah. There's that underage theme that we keep hearing about, huh?
But you know why? It's because I made lifelong friends there. The 3 of you, everybody on the feed, mostly. It was an important place.
Would anybody here like to do their best Alice approaching the table imitation or impersonation? Bobby?
Well, somebody's saying, "Oh, I think I'll have something." "Oh no, you don't want that. It's terrible." You'd be much better off. Then she do that thing with her eye.
Yeah. or we can say it. This is an adult show. She oh, that's fucking no good.
Oh, exactly.
She had the best accent, Scottish, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Yep.
That and her writing with that pencil. Her writing was horrible.
Oh my God.
It was like a, what do you call it? EKG. Mountain.
But you know what? After a while, you learn exactly what it is. You learn how to read it. She had.
That's a party soda.
And she used the pencil.
Tonic.
She had to use the
That's
pencil.
great.
She hated to use a pen. It had to be a pencil.
Yeah. Well, and imagine we used pencils and pens, right?
Yeah.
Pencils if we were smart.
Right.
So we're going to move on to the next part of the show. We're going to actually bring on a little clip of somebody else that was very special that used to come in late at night after her gigs. And this woman gigged. She was busy every night of the week, and she would doll up with everything, the full regalia, perfect, and everything exactly where it needed to be. So we're going to watch a little clip. Now, don't go anywhere, Gaylin. We're going to bring everybody back on at the end for a group shot, okay? But
thank you for thinking of me, Scott.
Oh no, it's brilliant! I'm having a great time. We're going to welcome to. We're going to take everybody back in time. This is not at the Five Oaks, but this number that she's doing here is one that she did at the Five Oaks, and even though she's in front of a big crowd, this is exactly how she did this number at the Five Oaks.
Yes.
So everybody, here's a little bit of Laurel Watson.
Moving right along, we'd like to invite back to the bandstand our charming vocalist. How about a nice hand for Miss Laurel Watson?
Won't you come home, Bill Bailey? Come on home. I'm moaning all day long. I'll do the cooking, honey. I'll pay the rent. Well, I know
She was a consummate professional, wasn't she?
He was all the time.
Yeah.
Guilty.
And I heard she said he came home.
Yeah.
I know I didn't make that up, but I heard it. That's what you call a little old school humor. So,
very old.
Aaron, do you remember what would Laurel drink? She didn't drink, did she?
No, but I think maybe once in a while she'd have a screwdriver or something, but I don't. I think that was it. I think it was no ice, of course, but if I remember correctly.
Yeah. Why waste that ice? Amazing. And she was just one of the many people, obviously, that came in. But
right.
Dawn Hampton was another great performer that used to step in. All these people, by the way, there's not a lot of them on YouTube, but it's worth going to look because Dawn Hampton, by the way, incredible dance stuff on YouTube.
Yeah. She started doing that swing dance, which was great.
Amazing.
But, and then there were some other stays on the street as well. You had his name just went on my head. Al Bundy, who played at Arthur's down the street.
Yeah, Al Bundy used to
now
play.
Come and play, and I think Al started playing on Sundays. And there really were some amazing people that would just drop in and sing. Actually, Kathleen Battle came in one night, and it was very funny because they were still smoking at that time in the room. And everyone was like, she wasn't going to come, but she came with her friend Larry, whose last name I'm not remembering, but I think Gaylin might remember his name. But she came in and sat there for a while, and actually, I think she got up and sang something for Marie.
Nice.
So that was
I think that was another one of those nights where the message would go out to all the other bars of what was happening. And that happened, by the way, 88s. We just heard a story recently about the night that Liza went to 88s, and the same thing. They needed Terry White to come over, and they called her at the duplex, or Rosa's Turn, I think, at that time, and said, "You got to get over here right away. Liza's here, and we want, we need you to sing." And we would go back and forth because we were one big family.
Yeah. And Liza would come in too because she's very good friends with Bill Graves, who used to play the piano there. So Bill would play for her, and Liza would come and sit there. And Alice used to say, "Who's that little girl?" And we're like, we'd say, "It's Liza." And she's like, "Oh no, it's not. No, it's not." And then she'd sing or something. And I used to go, "Oh my God, I didn't know she was so little." I said, "Who's talking?"
Yeah, no, Alice definitely would. She analyzed everything real good when it was happening. So our next guest coming in is somebody that was also a regular at the Oaks, and he's done really well for himself. Gone on to doing concert and cabaret and concert touring and all of that. But somebody that I saw early on at the Oaks take the piano. And boy, would he take that piano for a ride, huh?
Yes, he did.
The owners were all like, "Oh my God, what is he doing with the piano?"
Marie too. Marie would be like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah. Without further ado, it's time to bring on Mr. Mark Nadler.
Yes.
I'm so happy to be here. Aaron Battle! Aaron Battle, I have one thing to say to you.
What?
I'm trying to kiss you virtually.
It's all over.
I had the privilege of working at the Five Oaks for 4 years. And anybody who has seen any of my concerts knows that the Five Oaks was the favorite job that I ever had in my entire life. I loved that job. I still dream about it. My shift was 10 p.m. until 4 a.m. Yeah, I was in my 20s. It's a shift you can only do when you're in your 20s. And my job was essentially Marie Blake would have her shift from 9 p.m. to 3 a.m. And when she would finish a half-hour set, she'd go in the back and take a nap. And while she took a nap, I was supposed to play. And that's what I did. And then she'd come back and the crowd would be all revved up. She would be so fucking pissed off that this little Jewish boy got that crowd so revved up that she actually had to work.
Those naps were legendary.
She did them. I know. So anyway, I'll tell you what I'm going to do. When I left the Five Oaks, I handpicked Bobby Peaco to be my replacement. And a woman who I worshipped at the time and ever since and even before was Dawn Hampton.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Dawn used to come in, and when she would get up and sing, it was like Laura Watson, who we just heard. When these women would get up and perform with us, it was magic. Everything would stop. Nobody would order any food. Nobody would order any drinks. Everybody would realize that they were now suddenly in the presence of magic.
Yeah.
And Dawn, what Dawn used to do, I mean, first of all, Dawn was a miraculous singer, but she also could whistle. And she would whistle Stardust.
Yeah.
And when she whistled Stardust, you were suddenly on another planet because she turned that into an art form. Anyway, Dawn was a great songwriter.
Yeah.
And she wrote with Bobby Peaco, who we've already heard from and who we already all lust over, just as we always did then. So I'm going to do a song written by Dawn Hampton and Bobby Peaco. Rice and beans, Cajun queens, muddy Mississippi too. Rampart Street, old jazz beat all are bringing thoughts of you. I just can't seem to forget about that New Orleans night we met. I just can't lose New Orleans, Louisiana blues. French thirst to quench, New Orleans is on my mind. Matters nowhere I go, no more like you can I find. I just can't seem to replace the memories of your smiling face. I guess I got no lips in Louisiana blues. Ah, here it comes again. Oh. I can't eat, I can't sleep. New Orleans is calling me. Stop the juice, turn me loose. It's never gonna let me free. And you see that guy today? Tell him I am on my way. I guess I got New Orleans, Louisiana blues. I just can't lose New Orleans and Louisiana. I just can't lose New Orleans, Louisiana. I just can't lose New Orleans, Louisiana. Yeah!
Still working on piano. We call that high energy, baby. So we're going to bring Bobby on a little bit later.
Oh, yes.
And we'll all get a chance to chat. Hey, Aaron.
Yes.
You ready to sing something?
Sure.
We're going to go off now, and then we're going to let you do a song, because that's what you did there every night you worked. How many songs a night would you have to add into the festivities?
It depends. It depends on or how much. I just got really loud.
Mr. Nadler, you need to delight us with a bit of toggle action.
Actually, we can take Mark out.
Okay.
Go right to where we're at.
Oh, okay.
Aaron's going to sing.
Okay, great.
We'll be back in a few minutes, Mark.
The toggle fairy took a misstep. My apologies.
No problem.
Just call me the toggle fairy.
Take it away, Aaron.
Okay. I got a gal who's always late every time we have a date, but I love her. Yes, I love her. I'm gonna walk up to her gate and see if I can get it straight, 'cause I want her. I'm gonna ask her, is you ain't my baby? Where you're acting lately makes me doubt you still my baby, baby. Seems the flame in your heart done gone out. A woman is a creature that has always been strange. Just when you're sure of the one you find, she's gone and made a change. Oh, is you ain't my baby. Maybe baby's found somebody new. Oh, is my baby still my baby true? My baby. You know, a woman is a creature that has always been strange. Just when you're sure of the one you find, she's gone and made a change. Oh, it's you ain't my baby. Or maybe baby's found somebody new. Or is my baby still my baby true? Or is my baby still my baby? Is my baby still my baby? Is my baby still my baby true?
Oh, I'm happy. Sorry, I'm pouring myself a little more coffee.
More coffee.
More coffee.
Thank you.
Excellent, Aaron. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. And that a great arrangement was done by my great friend, Mr. John Thomas Fisher. Thank you, John. I see you're
Excellent.
on. So.
Thank you, John. And Aaron, you look so good this week. You look so good.
Well.
Because, yeah, exactly. You know what else is good, Aaron? A good piece of Jarlsberg cheese from Norway.
From Norway.
From Norway.
Yes.
And you know what else is really good, Aaron? Matt Berman.
Matt Berman hooked me up with a little ring light and got me some nice little sound here with a microphone. He's doing great work for people.
Yeah, really. Anybody that needs any help, talk to Matt Berman. He'll help you, because this is the time now that we all have to understand that this is not stopping anytime soon, and this is the new way of communicating, and we all want to look as good as we can.
Yes.
And speaking of good as we can, the next guest unfortunately could not make it, because I think that she's performing, I'm not sure, it might be a Cole Porter show for some Raj in India. I believe, she's very exotic.
Of course she is.
And I'm sure she's wearing a turban as we speak.
and elbow length gloves.
And exactly. And she could serve with those gloves and not get a speck on them. They were fabulous. So, ladies and gentlemen, sit back and watch our friend, another mainstay of the Five Oaks, Miss Spider Saloff.
Peel me a grape, crush me some ice, skin me a peach, save the fuzz for my pillow, start me a smoke, talk to me nice. You've got to wine me and dine me. Don't try to fool me, bejewel me, either amuse me or lose me. I'm getting hungry. Peel me a grape. Pop me a cork, French me a fry, crack me a nut, bring a bowl full of bonbons, chill me some wine, keep standing by, just entertain me, champagne me, show me you love me, kid glove me, best way to cheer me, cashmere me, I'm getting hungry, peel me a grape. Here's how to be an agreeable chap. Love me and leave me in luxury's lap. Hop when I holler, skip when I snap. When I say do it, jump to it. Send out for scotch. Boil me a crab, cut me a rose, make me tea from the petals. Just hang around, pick up the tab. Never outthink me, just mink me, polar bear rug me. Don't bug me, new Thunderbird me. You heard me, I'm getting hungry. Peel me a grape. Well, I have Lee's very favorite cocktail here. So let's raise our glasses and give a toast. Happy birthday, Lee. Meow. Love you, darling. Mwah.
If Spider had been around, seriously, if Spider had been around, and some people say she was, in the Roaring '20s, her operation, she would have had the best bathtub gin in town, right? She'd have been bottling it.
Exactly.
Now one of her gigs is actually doing videos like that. She does them for people for special events. I think Mark Nadler is also somebody that's taking the lead in that. And so if there are people out there that have something special and they want to have a song dedicated or crafted exactly right for that special someone, get in touch with Spider, get in touch with Mark, and music is a great way to give that gift.
Yes, definitely.
One of the things we had also, we used to have, obviously we've already touched on the fact that we had a lot of people that were underage that came around. When our next visitor coming in to the stream now first came in, I don't know whether she was definitely a youngin. And one of the things that we love at Piano Bar Live is bringing youngins together with the old ones. But she is still a youngin compared to where we are. So let's bring her on. Lauren Echo, are you there?
Yes, I'm here. Hi.
Hey, Lauren.
Look at you.
Doing Pilates?
Huh?
What are you doing? Yoga?
Yeah, I'm doing some yoga. No,
Come in closer.
I'm trying to find a seat. I'm in the kitchen because, like, the only way I can kind of get some sort of balance and light and everything. But hi.
And you're also in Florida.
This is so amazing to be. First of all, thank you so much. I mean, I feel privileged to just have experienced everything that you guys have talked about, and it's just it's so great. So thank you for having me. I'm sorry I'm not singing, but you have. Like,
that's okay. Thank you. This is one of those shows where we can talk a little bit more because, I mean, the stories are there. We want to bring people up to, back to that time or whatever. The next time you come on, you'll sing. I know that you got caught with some issues with the hurricane and that kind of stuff. And it's
I'm just trying to get everything together. It was just
social distancing is not easy right now. Lauren, how old are you?
Though I play piano and guitar on my own, I could have done it, but it just wasn't really like I couldn't get it together. So
it's all good. No, we don't take apologies here. We take prisoners. We will have you on another time, and you will have to perform for us.
You got me next time. I'm sorry, my puppy wants to play too.
What's the puppy's name?
Brody.
Okay, Rody. Hi, Rody.
Brody with a B. Brody.
Rowie. Okay.
Brody with a D.
I don't pronounce it. Don't you know me long enough to know I don't pronounce names right?
That's okay.
So I just want
Aaron, it's so good to see you. It's so good to see Bobby Peaco and Spider and Gaylin and oh my gosh, and Stephen Miller I know is coming on soon. And what an amazing, amazing time. I just love the Five Oaks. Love it.
And meeting you because you were a youngin and when you came in and it's so great to see you and everybody else too. It's been a great evening. I'm very excited and very happy tonight.
Me and Aaron would kill for that lighting that you have. Because, somebody earlier suggested Vaseline on the lens, but that's also old school. Nobody knows what we're talking about. So, hey, Lauren, who was the person that brought you down those stairs to the Five Oaks the first time?
I was working at Rose's Turn, and the duplex. So, I just went with everyone after we were working. So I don't know if the first time was when I was actually bartending or before I started bartending at the duplex, but then I would have been like 12. I don't know. I think the first time was with the Rose's Turn crew. And I know I used to always go in with Stevie Wirtz and I know Mark Allen and the whole crew. Like we'd all go in and you, Scotty, of course. And then I got to know Aaron and Stephen Miller and everyone there. And then I was actually a coat check girl for like a season. And I have to tell you, that was like the best job. I gathered all the coats. I made so much freaking money. It was awesome. And I was just in the back and I got like the whole sense of how the kitchen worked and Steven and Alice. And it was just, I felt like I was part of it, and then I remember singing with Marie Blake, like, gosh, I think the only song I used to sing with her was probably Desperado, which is one of the songs that I always sang. That or You've Got a Friend or something like that. And then I know, of course, Scott Trout used to come in, and so we'd all sing with him and everything.
Yeah.
So,
another name.
What an amazing time. And I've seen you guys recently because when I come into the city, I see you guys. But it's just so great to hear the stories of Five Oaks and everything.
I have a photo. When we go off from you before Aaron sings his next song. I have a photo that I'm going to show when we go off now, before Aaron goes to sing his first song. Tony, give me a full screen. But Lauren, thank you. Thank you for coming in and saying hello. We're going to come back. We're going to do another one of these because there are some other people that weren't able to make it.
Yeah, I'd love to come back.
We'll let you know. And then you can come back and you can show everybody. I mean, Desperado makes sense because, boy, Marie would beckon you to the piano, right? You didn't say no,
I know, no. She would say, come.
Okay. I want to Tony, I want to show this real quick. If we could. So this is a picture. This is the actual at the Oaks, Scott Trout and Peter Glue, because the piano players from everywhere else came in. Tony, if you can let Lisa know we have a few more minutes if she has to go. We'll be fine with that. So we're gonna bring Aaron back on, and he's got another number for us.
Okay.
Aaron, take it away, and then we're almost out of here. I know we're running late, but how can you do one of these and not run?
Everyone has something to say. When I think of home, I think of a place where there's love overflowing. I wish I was home. I wish I was back there for the things I've been knowing. When that makes a talk arise, then to leaning, suddenly the raindrops that fall have a meaning, sprinkling the sea, makes it all clean. Maybe there's a chance for me to go back now that I have some direction. It sure would be nice to be back home where there's love and affection. And just maybe I can convince time to slow up, giving me enough time in my life to grow up. Time, be my friend. Let me start again. Suddenly my world's gone and changed its face, but I still know wherever I am going. I have had my mind spun around in space, and yet I've watched it growing. Oh, if you're listening, God, please don't make it hard to know that we should believe the things that we see. Tell us, should we try and stay, or should we run away? Or would it be better just to let things be? Living here in this brand new world might be a fantasy, but it's taught me to love. So it's so real to me. And I've learned we must look inside our hearts to find a world full of love like yours, like mine, like home.
Still got those pipes, Aaron.
Thank you.
I hope everybody felt a little bit more like they were home tonight.
Yes, indeed. And that arrangement with Bobby Peaco.
Thank you, Bobby. So listen, we're going to see Stephen Miller's going to come on and give us a message. And then we have another clip with Marie that we're going to end the show out with before we do some other announcements at the end. I appreciate everybody sticking with us. Again, we couldn't do a night at the Five Oaks and cut it short. That would be impossible. So Tony, you want to bring on Stephen Miller?
Hi, Stephen Miller here, and I'd like to thank Scott Barbarino and Aaron Lee Balla for asking me to join them this evening. But unfortunately, I have a webinar of my own I'm producing going live at this very moment and can't join you. I was the maitre d' manager of the Five Oaks in the early 90s, but my association with the place goes way back before then. My first boyfriend, when I was but a wee lad of 19, worked as a waiter here. Ben Jones, who was a maitre d' years later, actually got me one of my first jobs in restaurants back in 1983. I maintained a friendship with Ginger Regan, the owner, over the years, and it was Ben Jones who I later replaced as maitre d'. The Five Oaks, this corner, was one of the magical, rare ley lines in New York City. But it was the people that made it magical. From the waiters and bartenders and cooks that worked here to the amazing piano players, hello Marie Blake, and performers that came in on a nightly basis, to the customers who just came to leave their problems upstairs at the doorway. I'm so grateful for all the years I spent here and all the people I grew to love that I met here. And I'm sure we'll all be together at some point. What? Down in the depths? Up on the 90th floor? Maybe both.
We're going to get a chance. Oh, did I startle you?
Yes.
We're going to get a chance to see Stephen sing, actually, in the last clip, which is the classic Marie book at the Oaks. Before we go anywhere, we want to do what we call all chat, which means we're going to bring everybody on right now to say goodnight and cap the evening, and then we'll finalize it off with Marie singing us out. And again, we have some announcements at the end. Anybody around, please share this video, this show today. You can find the link on YouTube, or you can find the link on Facebook at Piano Bar Live. And we've been welcome also to the family at the Broadway On Demand family. So, all right. So let's bring everybody on, Tony. Hey, Kelly.
Hello.
Hello. Mark Nadler, Lisa Hall, Gaylin English. We keep with Mr. Peaco.
Hello.
Lisa.
Hey.
Hi, everybody. Hi.
Lisa.
Hey, everybody.
So great to be all back together again.
Thank
And
you
also
for being here
Stephen
with us.
Lowenthal.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Lowenthal,
Stephen on
we love you. He's out
Yes.
there watching. He's on the thread.
Lisa Hall, can I share something with you?
Yeah.
I don't know what
Your house.
condom.
Do you remember? Well, first of all, the holidays were so incredible, and of course, Halloween was outrageous. But there was a wonderful person named Don Swanson.
Yeah.
And he was Gloria Swanson's nephew. And he was Gloria Swanson's nephew, and he was Tommy Tune's cover in Seesaw.
Yeah.
But
Right, Seesaw. Oh,
remember, Lisa? So
I
he
do.
came in one night, Halloween, and everybody's dressed up, and he came in very late. And I swear to you, Don Swanson only sang one song, and I bet it was his audition song, but it was the only song he ever sang, and it was "They Call the Wind Mariah." And I will never forget one Halloween. Everybody, it was like 1 a.m, and we're all like sort of saying, "Who's Don Swanson? He's usually here by now." He walked in the door with nothing but saran wrap around his body. He was totally naked under saran wrap. And the minute
it's not a pretty image.
Oh,
I thought you were.
It depends on who you are.
I thought you were going to say with nothing but a fine comb there for a
It
minute.
was, and he got down into the entrance, and right away they started
Where
playing.
you finish, Kelly.
Yes, he also, well, because that was the second song he knew, because he had to, because he
Dance all around. He was amazing.
Yes. But he went around the room in saran wrap, totally naked, singing "They Call the Wind Messiah."
And I'm guessing
it was a Mark Nadler moment.
Now listen,
Mark Nadler.
Now listen, I want to tell you one of my favorite memories, because Ruby Rims is watching this thing and has been writing messages. Ruby Rims, one of the great drag queens of all time.
That's where I met Ruby.
Used to come down to the Five Oaks. And one of the things I remember is when I was playing piano at the Five Oaks, they were filming. Do you remember that when they were filming that movie Legal Eagles with Robert Redford and Deborah Winger? They were filming it right outside the Five Oaks, and they had shut everything down, and nobody could get in. And I was doing Monday night, and it was a Monday night, and nobody could get in. And I wasn't going to make any tips because nobody could get in because of this goddamn shutting down everything for the film Legal Eagles outside of the Five Oaks with Robert Redford and Deborah Winger. And the cameras were rolling and everything was going. And Ruby Rims walked right out into the street where they were, right in front of the Five Oaks. He didn't care that they were filming, holding up his resume and picture, saying, "What bitch is casting this goddamn epic? Do you need a drag queen?" Right out into the middle of the filming of it. I will never forget it. It was one of the great moments of my life.
We love Ruby. We love Ruby here at Piano Bar Live, and we had him on a couple of weeks ago.
I will listen.
Nice
as I was talking about Don Hampton, one of those other things that I would live for when I was working at the Five Oaks was when Ruby would come in and sing "I Will Survive" as Betty Davis. It was
pretty funny.
So brilliant. What good times we had.
Can I tell my favorite Don Hampton story?
Would you please?
Oh yeah.
Only because it's one of those things, there's certain people that impress something upon you in their performance. And she used to do this thing where she'd be singing and she'd say, "You have what I lack myself, and now I even have to scratch my back myself." And she would take her arm and scratch her own back in that line, and it still haunts me to this day.
Can I say something real quick?
She was truly one of the most undersung, most underappreciated.
You'll get a word in. Lisa, everybody stop talking for a moment. Lisa, what did I used to say to you?
Oh, you used to say, "You're never short on words or stories. You could keep going on and on and on and on." That's how you write a book.
Did I know?
But wait, I have to tell Bobby Peaco the deal. He was a busboy when I was a waitress there, and he played the piano afterward at night. And I said, "Why are you being a busboy? You're the most talented piano player." And then one night, one of the owners, a woman, Ginger, said, "You don't look busy. Look busy." So my favorite song. Remember that, Bobby?
I got a workout. I ran around that room for about an hour without stopping. There was nothing to do, but I would just go everywhere and empty and going. She didn't notice. She wanted me to look busy, and I did. She was happy.
I cannot believe that nobody has told the best story ever to come out of the Five Oaks, which was Jeremy on the night when the princess from Sweden.
I was just going to bring that up.
Bobby, would you like to tell it or shall
I? No, go ahead. I'm glad that somebody is. I wanted to. That was one of my favorite Jeremy.
When I was playing the piano, I was sitting there, And it was a Friday night. The line to get into the Five Oaks was going up the stairs, out onto Grove Street. It was around the block. It was one of those Friday nights. And this woman, clad in every conceivable kind of dead animal, walks right past the line, down the stairs.
Take her out.
Walked right up to Jeremy, standing at the maitre d' desk, and she says, "I am the princess from Sweden, and I demand the table immediately." And Jeremy, of course, being British, was a royalist.
Oh, there I am.
And he said, "Wow, you're a princess." And she said, "Yes, yeah." And he said, "Well, princess, you see that line of people going up the stairs? Every other guy in that line is a queen. Why don't you get behind them?" One of the greatest moments ever at the 5-0. I will never forget it.
That was the Oaks.
That was
the
Oaks.
Everybody was important.
Everybody was important. And the princess from Sweden was not more important than anybody else.
No. There was only one person that was on the top of the heap that everybody listened to, and that was Marie. Nobody. She took no prisoners. If you didn't like it, you heard it anyway. So we're gonna wrap up the night, and this has been really a joy for us to have you all here together.
Aaron, thank you for making this happen. What a joy this is.
Thank you.
And Tony and back. Thank you, Tony.
And it's
thank
still,
you, Tony.
Gaylin, you look great. Everybody looks great.
it's still all Lisa's fault.
It is all Lisa's fault. It is.
It is. And Lisa, you got me the job at Surflight.
That's right.
Lisa, you never got me a job.
I taught her everything she knows.
So the only way to exit this part of the show right now is to turn it over to Marie Blake. Yeah, let's do that. I mean, wherever you are, Marie, thank you so much for making a special place for all of us to fall into and find the love.
And fall out of.
And fall out of, yeah.
Okay, wait a minute. Before you bring her on, you have to get rid of the regular tip bowl and put out her little silver tray.
Remember, it's not the size of the tip bowl that matters.
Here's mine.
Thank you. Yeah.
Here's mine. Here's mine.
Here's mine.
Don't
Tony,
do that.
here's mine. And we're going to see
I
Marie
hope
now.
I can have one.
We're going to Marie.
Thank you, guys.
With a million neon rainbows burning below me, and a million blazing taxis raising a roar, here I sit above the town in my Schiaparelli gown, down in the depths on the 90th floor, while the crowds at El Morocco punish the parquet, and at 21 the couples clamor for more. I'm uneasy and depressed in my regal eagle's nest, down in the depths on the 90th floor, when the only one you wanted wants another. Now what's the good of swank or cash in the bank galore? Why, even the janitor's wife has a perfectly good love life, and here am I facing tomorrow alone with my sorrow, down in the depths on the 90th floor. Come on, help me out. Stephen. with a million neon rainbows burning below me, and a million blaring taxis raising a roar. Here I sit above the town in my pet paita gown. I'm down in the depths on the 90th floor, while the crowds at El Morocco punish the party. And at 21, the couples clamor for more. I'm uneasy and depressed in my regal eagle's nest. I'm down in the depths on the 90th floor, when the only one you wanted wants another. What's to get a swank or cash in the bank galore, when even the janitor's wife has a perfectly good love life. And here am I, facing tomorrow, alone with my sorrow, down in the depths on the 90th floor, when the only one you wanted wants another. What's a good of swank, cash in the bank galore, when even the janitor's wife has a perfectly good sex life. And here am I, facing tomorrow, alone with my sorrow, down in the depths on the 90th floor. Look out, old Mackie is back. Marie Blake. Oh, Marie, you're wonderful. Thank you so much. Marie Blake. Wonderful.
Aaron, do you think she's on her way back to take a nap?
Oh yeah, or it's dinner time.
What was that with what was going on behind that? With
I think it may. I don't know. It looked like it was Halloween, but was that a mummy?
Him in the Saran wrap?
Oh no, I don't think so.
No,
because I don't think Stephen was there. Stephen wasn't there then.
What a great night! Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you. Thank you.
I have a couple of notes. By the way, thank you, Albert Garzon, who took those videos and made them available on YouTube. Anybody that's enjoyed the night, please share the show with your friends and family. Also, please don't forget, we are kept alive by the donations that you put in our virtual tip jars. That's at Venmo and PayPal. It's on the bottom of the screen. We'll be back next Tuesday. And, Aaron, I don't know, we're a Piano Bar family, and I would be remiss not to mention one more person, and that is Jim Lazar.
Yes.
And I think he had residence at the Five Oaks for a while. And he's taking care of keeping Brandy's alive and well. And I just want to make sure everybody knows on August 6th that Brandy's is opening a Thursday night virtually, and they're going to be able to bring people in and out, but very carefully, and actually be performing at the club. So everybody, let's support the music and the friends that we have out there that are keeping it going for us. Good night, Tony. I think we're ready for closing credits. And a good night to all. Thank you, everybody, for being here tonight.
Thank you. Thank you, Tony.
We're going to see you all again soon.
Yes. Thank you.